Hello.
Hello.
This is with the very timid Genesis Soul.
Guys, I'm so shy. It feels weird to be on camera.
And that would be a California girl accent because she lives in California. She is a comic. She produces shows, is the founder of Witty Titties. And she is now here on part 2. If you didn't catch part 1, do it. But after this one, don't leave now.
Yeah, guys, you're already here. It'd be weird if you left. Like a little rude, like you should stick around. We have like snacks afterwards.
Ooh, snacks.
Yeah.
We have snacks, and then you can do some reading of the ebook, Vedic Meditation Stories. It is completely free if you have Amazon Unlimited Kindle, I think, or Prime.
Right.
And every page you go through on the first open goes towards the nonprofit. It is the only publication that has real stories from people about learning the meditation. Part of the nonprofit is to do large group teachings in underrepresented groups in their communities for a meditation across the world.
The world, international, Mr. 305. Yeah.
Mr. 305?
Yeah, it's Pitbull, but like if he was really into meditation. It's a new character I'm working on.
Yeah, I think it might be like 333. But speaking of repeating numbers, do you ever see any?
Okay, I think I have a lot of 7s in my life. Ooh. But I also I feel like 7 is such like a basic favorite number to have because I feel like everyone's favorite number is 7, and 7 is the most powerful magical number. Like I don't know, I always feel like a little like I like 7s, but like everyone likes 7.
Do you cross your 7? Like,
I used to when I was younger, and weirdly enough I don't anymore. I think I still cross my Z's, yeah, but I don't cross my 7s.
That would be Z, if you're from the colonies. Crossing a Z.
Yeah, that's the thing. You guys don't do that over across the pond.
And that's where you would get a zebra crossing.
End meeting.
Off. Can you give her the hook?
How do I
give the host the hook?
Like this.
Give the host the hook.
Get her off my stage.
It's so corny, but so funny.
It was very funny.
Yes, I've never known about Z's. My mother would always do 7s with the cross on it. And when I came here, people were like, that's not a number. You've just ruined the number on the check. You're going to have to write it again.
What? Are you serious? Like you would have to redo checks? That's okay. I don't know. Okay, I don't know why like bureaucratic institutions like banks and like like with signing of contracts and things, they're very specific about like it's got to be blue or black ink, it's got to be pen, no crossing the 7s. Like
and apparently no sparkles either.
What? I mean,
what's a contract without sparkles?
Truly, I mean, if Legally Blonde has taught me anything, is you need
apart from don't go to Harvard. Don't go to Harvard.
Look, we already knew that. Okay, we already knew Harvard overrated. But that's right, Harvard people in the comments. You can come for me all you want.
Please just put any comment at this point. Just any comment at all.
Anything, like Genesis is overrated.
Genesis is overrated.
Agree.
You were the beginning. You were the beginning, and now the end at the same time.
And it's like the whole thing is just so much. It's like, we get it. You like wrote the first chapter.
I think that you are the first chapter.
Yeah. I didn't write it, you guys. That's a common misconception. But I always let people know. No, just a part of it.
Just a part of it. You have a lot of begats, right?
Yes.
What have you begat lately?
I mean, new TV shows. I'm always beginning those. Yeah, I don't know what else. Whatever is right. Am I using the word correctly? Like starting to beget is the start?
Begat, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Cool. I was
Abraham begat.
Did you feel like my community college panic And I was like, begot. Yes, I know that word. Like, but
no,
yes,
I didn't.
You know,
I just felt just panic in general.
cool. That's about where I'm at all times. Is about a little bit panicked for no reason.
For no reason.
For no reason. I'm totally fine.
People have parties for no reason. Why don't you just get panicked for no reason?
Panicked at the disco for no reason.
Oh my gosh. Let me talk to you about nicknames.
Oh, okay. I've had a couple. With a name like Genesis, you're gonna have nicknames. You just are. Jen, Jenny, Jen. When I was in 3rd grade, I was Jen for a year. Um, my Book of the Bible, The Beginning, Phil Collins, Sega, Hyundai. I've heard it all.
What were your rebuttals to people who would call you the nicknames you didn't like?
You know what? I've yet to not like one.
Oh,
I've yet to not like. I really genuinely don't mind. I just always find it like a fun. I've made it kind of like a fun little like personality quiz where when people, I like to either guess what kind of people, like what's the reference to my name that people are going to guess, or if they tell me their reference, then I'm like, oh, you're this kind of person. Like where it's like, there's people who are like, oh, Genesis, like the Bible. And I'm like, oh, okay, got it. Or Genesis, like the band. And I'm like, oh, okay, got it. And I'm like, oh, Genesis, like Sega Genesis, like video games. I'm like, okay, got it. Like it just tells me a little bit about others. Like, and then sometimes I remember like, sometimes I'll have like I'll try to like guess it or just like do a funny joke where I'll meet like older people and I'll be like, hi, my name is Genesis. And Sega or the band, and they'll go, or the Bible. I get so offended that like I didn't even mention the Bible. Like, got it. Now I know who you are. Cool.
yes, absolutely. It tells you more about them. Nicknames that you gave people.
Ooh, okay. So I have two. So one that comes to mind is I have a friend named Brad, and I never knew. I think he's told me 10 million times, but I'm just gonna blame my ADHD on that one, where I just never remember if his full name is Brad Lee or Bradford. And I always would make this joke where I was like, yo, what's up, Bradley Bradford? And I just called him Bradley Bradford.
You've got all your bases covered.
All of it. And I think he'd tell me. I still don't remember what it is, but he'd be like, it's Bradley, or it's Bradford, And I'm like, Bradley Bradford. I don't know. He's lovely, very, very great friend. And then I have another friend so this is actually the weirdest nickname I have. She calls me Waldo and I call her Toto. And and that was because we met in high school on a high school trip to Colorado, and we were spending like 2 weeks in the middle of winter in this dude ranch in Colorado, and I had this big giant red coat with a hood that I would use because it was freezing and snowing, and we would go on hikes, like all the students and the teachers, we would all go on hikes, and I would lag. I was always just like lagging behind somewhere. And so my friends would be like, where's Genesis? Where's Genesis? Where's Waldo? Yeah. And so then that's like, this was like back in like 2010, 2011. Yeah. So I've been Waldo to like that specific group of people for the longest time. Everyone's like, oh, so you're Waldo. Toto's told me like everything about you, and her name is Tori, but like Toto, I just called her Toto all the time. And so
anything that's associated with an endearing animal, you can't get mad at that.
Of course. Yeah. Who doesn't love Toto? I grew up I always told myself, like, when I get a dog, I'm going to name her Toto. And then I never did. Never named my dog. I got a dog, but I never.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And what is the name of your dog?
Well, so I had a dog and she recently passed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, her name was Whipped Cream. And yeah, and she was like a whole big fluff of white, and she was so sweet and precious. And then weirdly enough, as of a day ago, like yesterday, we got a new dog. My brother took it upon himself to fly out to Texas, get a dog that is exactly like Whipped Cream. Like it's a Maltese. And he didn't tell us. And so I like get back home and I just see like all, because we, put away all her dog beds and stuff after she passed. And then I see all the dog beds are out again. I'm like, why are these out again? Are we cleaning? Like what's happening? And then here she comes, like this dog that's like a replica of Whipped Cream. And I just like burst into tears. I was just like, oh my God. And it's so weird because like she looks just like her, like there's slight differences, but like they have similar but also very different personalities. And she's much more quiet than Whipped Cream was. Whipped Cream was very like ball of energy, very loud, and she's just like her but quiet. And so we decided to call her Ghost because she's like the ghost of Whipped Cream.
Okay, a bit spooky, but
Yeah, I know. And she's quiet as a ghost. I've heard her bark once. And once. And at this point, Whipped Cream would have barked 40 times. It's so weird. So I'm still kind of like dealing with like having her
I am looking
around.
forward to hearing more about Ghost.
I know. I haven't even posted. I think you're like the first person I've actually told about Ghost.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
haven't even posted about it on Instagram or anything because I was just like, I'm still kind of like figuring out how I feel about like having this dog who looks just so much like my beloved dog, but it isn't. It's a completely different dog. It's very weird.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like that sense memory of looking at something, but it's not what it appears to be.
Yeah.
There's a philosophical lesson there.
It's truly, I've very much been going through like this whole philosophical of like, it's like, the questions that come with like cloning, it feels very much like we cloned Whipped Cream, but it's a different personality. It's not Whipped Cream, it's Ghost, but it's just so weird. It's very weird. I know. So
How
that's
much
been happening.
how much we associate someone's true being with outside
Yeah.
qualities, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's definitely something I'm like, it's this weird mix of like, there's joy because it feels like I have my dog back, but then there's like grief because she'll do things that Whipped Cream would never have done, or like she'll do things where like, Whipped Cream was very much my dog and she loved, me, and like she was the family dog. Everyone loved her. She loved everyone, but it was very much my dog. And Ghost is very much my brother's dog. Like she likes me, but she's not my dog. And it's
Mm.
like so weird. It's so weird to be like, okay, like getting used to like the pitter patter of dog feet walking around, but it's not Whipped Cream. It's this other dog, but it looks like Whipped Cream. So it's very weird. It's very weird. I'm definitely dealing with that.
Grief is
Yeah.
anyone who hasn't gone through a grief of the grief, people will always sometimes give people a hard time with grief of an animal, and what the animal is representing is unconditional love.
Truly, it's like who else truly is going to love you no matter what you do, no matter what you do to it, no matter what you do in life, how you look, how you act. There's no pure thing, there's no pure thing. And I remember I felt guilty, like it's still only been like a couple of months, since she passed. And I remember I felt a lot of guilt of just being like, I am not doing well, you guys. Like I am grieving, but it's a dog. But
That's why it's so hard, because it is something that gave unconditional love, that human beings are fallible. The idea of a parental figure or guardian is meant to give unconditional love. The awakening of that's not what I think unconditional love is, how you just behaved to me, right? So you're really looking at an entity that gave you that connection of unconditional love, right?
Yeah.
And you're grieving the idea that unconditional love is no longer here.
Yeah. And it's now with this new element of like, it's like having that thing that loved you unconditionally but now doesn't. Now it's like, obviously this, like, she's a dog, she loves everyone and she's very lovely to me, but I can just tell it's not the same, and it's very much just like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, I think Genesis, you got some expansion to be happening soon.
Truly, I'm going through it. There's been just the last couple of months have been very lots of ups and lots of lows. Like
That's a deep concept that we all deal with, and that is you are dealing with the ultimate connection of unconditional love, and that's why it's so deep.
Yeah,
right. That's why it's so deep. The idea that Mother Divine, pure love of you are enough, who you are, and those that touch in the physical form of you just knew that, oh, I got my dog loves me, right? And then how is that embodied into yourself as you continue your journey, right? Fill up.
Didn't you say this was going to be the fun episode?
Yeah, but you just took it there, and I can't, I
took it there, but I love that.
I'm not being ignorant here. Can't ignore what I'm seeing or hearing. But what I can do is ask you, is there a food that you like, but your body doesn't, so you can't have it?
I mean,
or you'd like to like.
Oh, like to like is okay. I mean, I was very picky as a kid. I've gotten a lot better as I've gotten older, thank God. But I still have picky tendencies. And I wish, oh gosh, I wish I was one of these people who could just like eat vegetables and like genuinely love it. Who are these sociopaths who just walk around just being like, I'm just gonna like snack on like some dried Brussels sprouts? Like, who are these people?
Okay, those I don't know. Anyone who likes dried Brussels sprouts? That's a thing.
Because they're like, oh my God, I just like season it and it's like chips. And I'm like, they're not chips, Becky. They're not. Chips are potatoes and they're fried and they're delicious. Like, I don't know. I wish I could I just like genuinely love it. Like, and I have to like force myself to be like, oh, look at the salad. But like, what if, hear me out, guys. What if I drenched it in a bunch of other stuff so it didn't taste like vegetables?
But what do you get? Fried zucchini?
I would have to try it. And I think like maybe properly seasoned, I would like it maybe, but even vegetables fried, I'm like, but why? Like, you guys are just trying to make something bad taste good. Like,
funny bunny. What let me think. I just gonna do one last thing.
Yeah.
In your dreams, when you fly, how do you fly?
I don't think I really fly a lot in dreams. I don't remember flying a lot in dreams. Is that a thing? Am I broken? Okay.
I think we already established that in part 1.
I mean, yeah, I'm a comedian. We're not like doing great. But I mean, I genuinely cannot remember. I'm sure I have at some point. I remember falling. I've fallen in dreams, but flying, like actual flying, I cannot. I don't remember having a dream like that where I'm flying. Maybe on a plane.
There's like a no-fly zone for Genesis. She's flying solo. Nothing is happening in that realm.
Yes. Well, because I think maybe I I don't have a fear of heights, but I do have a fear of like falling. Like I have a fear of like it's not even a fear. I get motion sickness. I can't go on roller coasters. You know, I can be on top of tall buildings all day, all long. Like, let's go. And I like speed, but I don't like drops. So I don't like that feeling you get when you get like, yes. So like I could go like on, for anyone who's been to Disneyland, like Space Mountain is cool. There was a couple drops in there, but it's so fast, it's over. But I can't go on something like California Screaming, right? For anyone who's familiar with Disneyland.
How about if you go to Disney, the teacups that spin? Can you do that?
I can, but I don't actively.
But not with a
it.
smile. Not with a smile.
Yeah, like I'll do it, but then there's moments where I'm like, I'm having a great time. Oh no, I'm not. Oh, I hate this. Like it goes really fast. Like I start up being like, oh my God, so dizzy. And then I'm like, wait, no, get me off of this ride.
Well, if you want to be on the Genesis ride a little more, you're going to have to write down and ask for her to come back, because I think we've got a lot more that we could chat about.
Oh,
Thank
really?
you
think there's more?
There's plenty more, but we need to make part 2 shorter, because sometimes, Genesis, less is more.
I don't know anything about that.
Those of you, thank you for participating. Please like and subscribe. We hope that you will download the ebook, and we're very grateful that you joined us with Genesis Soul on Cosmic
Genesis. Thank you guys. I had so much fun. Bye.